Now that we have put in our pupil numbers, the next part on the income section is at lines 17 and 18 and relates to free school meals. If we scroll across to column O, we can see that the spreadsheet is picking up the average percentage of free school meals for the local authority. Another reason why it is important to have the right local authority on tab B. As the cells in lines 17 and 18 are green, we have the choice of either accepting the default for the local authority as a whole, or if we believe there is a good reason to change the default, we can overtype the percentages in cells between E17 to L17 for primary, or cells from E18 to L18 for secondary. For the purposes of this training, I'm going to assume that the research we have done on the need for the school and demand shows that the school will have an intake that has a slightly higher level of free school meals. So I will change the values in cells from E18 to L18 to 10%. Let's select the cells from E18 to L18 and change the value to 10%. Perfect. I will also make a brief note in the assumptions column, which is column Q, to note that the school intake levels of free school meals are expected to be higher, which will highlight the reason for this to any reviewer and refer them to the written narrative that will accompany the spreadsheet in the application. So let's do that now. Remember, you have up to 10 pages for the written narrative, so I feel it is sensible to provide fuller details in the narrative. It is absolutely crucial that your budget plans reflect the assumptions and decisions made in your application. Increasing the percentage of pupils on free school meals gives me more funding than the DFE assumes I would have, and therefore needs to be justified. In the narrative, I would explain how I would reach the decision, for example, by benchmarking from schools closer to my proposed location. You will see that as soon as I made a change, the cells turned red to flag the unexpected level to the DFE, and that the income levels in section 2 have changed. So as you can see on line 18, these cells have been highlighted in red. Now, if we wanted to, we could follow a very similar process for lines 25 and 26, which relate to look after children, and lines 30 and 31, which are for service children. For the purposes of this training, I'm going to accept the local authority norms and not change any of the numbers. If we now move to section 2 of G3, we can see that the income generated through formula funding for pupils has been calculated by the spreadsheet. Note that at this stage, the income for the rates grant at line 69, let's go and find line 69, there it is blank. It will be populated automatically when you enter details of your budget figure for rates expenditure.